Good evening YouTube, my name is Sean and guess what? I'm sure you guessed it already, I'm back. Now I've been gone for about 20 days from YouTube. I've not uploaded anything, I've not even thought about uploading anything. I got back from the office today and I thought, you know what, today is the day, it is about time to get back and to make a change. Now I'm not going to lie, this is the third try at filming this video, I'm out of practice. It's amazing how easy things become when you do them regularly. I mean, that's a lesson in itself. Anyway, so let's have a very quick recap about 2015 so far. So January, fucking amazing, you know, diet like a fucking steam train. Training, not so much, but I expressed that in previous videos. Either way, I lost around a stone in weight. I felt incredible. My mind was just insanely switched on. I was getting a lot of shit done, and it was just amazing. Then we roll into February and that's when things took a slightly bad turn. I started taking more liberties with my diet, I started slipping up more and more and more, and although the training side picked up, the diet side then fell off. I have no excuse, and that's the main thing. All the blame is on my shoulder, and it was my fault entirely for the slip up. And I accept that, and because I've accepted that, I can learn from it and I can move on. Now the past few days, especially, okay, it's Thursday today, but the past few days have been huge for me, especially personal development wise. Although I'm feeling a little bit slower in the head in February because of the diet's damn shit, as you can tell by the gas, something has clicked and I've started to move forward in terms of coaching and in terms of what I expect from myself. Now it might sound a little bit weird, but the questions you ask yourself can be extremely powerful and uncover some very dark or very meaningful hidden truths. But at the same time, certain statements hit you like a ton of bricks and it just sort of takes your breath away at just how powerful it can really be. And I came across a statement the other day which I actually wanted to share with you today because it made me sit back and think, you know, oh shit. I mean, I've realised it before, but just the way it was written made me think, wow, you know, that right there just kicks me hard in the nuts. And the statement is quite simple. Are you ready? My suffering is my choice. Now I'll say that again for you. My suffering is my choice. I'll just sit back and think what on earth that might mean to you. See, to me, it just jumps out straight away, and the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. Every time you have suffered, generally speaking, it's down to a choice that you have made. And I don't care if you want to brush things off to someone else, like, oh, it wasn't my fault that happened, that was someone else. That's something they did. Well, I don't care. Generally speaking, your suffering is your choice. If you slipped off your diet and got fat again, guess what? That was your choice. You didn't have to slip on your diet. You chose to. Whether or not you're in the right mindset or not, and that's the thing I'll come on to another time, that's irrelevant at the moment. But it was ultimately your choice. If you miss your training, again, that's your choice. And so are the excuses you create to justify it in your own mind. That's your choice too. And you can't say you haven't done it. We've all done it. We've all come up with excuses as to why we should sit on our arse in front of the TV, as why we can't start our diet, or why we have to give up on our diet, or why I don't feel like training tonight. And or my knee feels a little bit dodgy. No, it fucking doesn't. But you choose to feel that way. You choose to use that excuse to get at it, just to make yourself feel better. So as I said, my suffering is my choice. And once you've accepted that, once you understand that actually that is quite true, you can start to change it. Because if your suffering is your choice, then so is your success. You can choose to do things that will make you more successful. You can choose to do things that will make you more powerful. You will choose to do things that make you feel like the champion you were designed and meant to be. And for me, that's what it's all about. You know, one of my personal goals is to help a group of men unleash this inner champion and become a better version of themselves, a more powerful version of themselves, to live up to a bigger, better, stronger, more powerful name. And that is what's interesting to me. To understand that when you have suffered, it is down to you. It's like another little saying I quite like, actually. Offence isn't given, offence is taken. When you feel insulted or spoken down to by someone, you only feel that way because you have taken offence. It hasn't been given to you, you have taken it. If someone calls you fat and you get offended, it's because you have taken offence to what they have said. Mostly because you know it's true. And it does upset me knowing there are quite a few overweight, obese, fat people out there who get very insulted when people say, "You're fat." When all it is, let's face it, it is true. Regardless, my suffering is my own choice. Accept it, understand it, and use it. Think about how many times you've suffered and how many times realistically that was actually down to you and a choice that you have made. If you were poor, if your bank account looks a bit shit, why? Because of the choices that you have made. Honest to God, guys, and this is part of what I would call the champion's mindset. Understanding that you are the owner of this suffering, that you own the choices you have made and not someone else, is key to becoming successful. I mean, let's face it, if you spend your entire life pushing blame to someone else, it's their fault I'm poor, it's their fault I'm fat, it's their fault I'm unfit. There is nothing there for you to take ownership of, and therefore you're always going to end up failing. Take responsibility, take ownership of your suffering and your success. Unlock your inner champion, and you can fucking do it. And I'm doing it right now, and I'm very, very excited about it. As I said, I'm excited about being back. You'll be seeing a lot more of me. More of me stood here in my bedroom against my wardrobe. More of me in the garage training. And hopefully more of me doing some other exciting things, which I'm going to keep to myself for the time being. But let's just say it can be extremely powerful for you guys to watch as well. Anyway, for me, that is all. It's been a good 6 minutes. I'm sure you're fucking bored. I'm bored of talking. Have a good day.